aware that the pressures facing the service are both unprecedented and unmanageable. As a board, we have already made representations to the Department of Justice and the NIO and to the Secretary of State to reflect our concerns about the budget. As you would expect, the Resources Committee will continue to scrutinise on a monthly basis your spend against the £816 million budget. But having gone through the resource plan in detail, we plan to write to the Permanent Secretary and Accounting Officer in the Department to express the grave concern of the Board about despite the significant and far-reaching cuts already put forward, that there remains a gap in the policing budget of 38 million, and a consequence of policing from making the reductions that you already have indicated to bring it down from 107. And we also recognise that while cuts can be made quickly, they can't be turned around quickly. As a board, we are of course acutely aware of the significant budgetary pressures facing the Northern Ireland bloc and the implication of this for other public service providers dependent on public sector funding. Let me be clear, we are under no illusions that there are spare resources elsewhere in the bloc or indeed within the Department of Justice that we can readily transfer to policing. While the Secretary of State has indicated that the budget allocation is an evolved matter, the safety and security of our community is a matter for government. And I note that you have already talked about your contacts with the Secretary of State, articulating the risks to society. The Board is firmly of the view that the Secretary of State has a responsibility to address the commitment made in the new approach to increasing policing numbers, and the figure was 7,500. And so, as a board, we will be writing to the Secretary of State for Northern Ireland to request not that we divert money within the Northern Ireland bloc from the Executive, but that we request additional monies from the Treasury so that a sufficient level of funding for policing in Northern Ireland in 23-24 is provided, and that we do not lose the traction of the last 5 years' investment in neighbourhood policing and the investment made in the PSNI since its establishment. Because I think it is generally recognised that policing has been one of the successes of the past 20 years. Chief Constable, thanks to you and your team for taking questions and for their ongoing work on behalf of the community. Finally, it would be remiss of me not to put on record the Board's appreciation to SEC Alan Todd, who leaves the service at the end of July. Alan, we have no doubt that you will be cycling off into the sunset, and we wish you well in your retirement. We also want to thank you for, over a long and distinguished career, your input to policing generally, but also into the Board and its committees. And we sincerely hope that you won't suffer withdrawal symptoms from not having to make the visits. So thanks to all of those joining us here and online. That concludes today's public session, and our next session in public is scheduled for the 7th of September.